My name is Miles Nuka. I'm with Full Sail University, and this is the week 4 interview on Scott Davis of Scott Cleaners. He founded Scott Cleaners in Oklahoma City since 1965.
Since 1965, that's correct.
Awesome. So we can just get straight into it.
Okay.
What inspired you to start Scott Cleaners?
Scott Cleaners being a company that I kind of grew into. You know, my parents, my grandparents, all were in the dry cleaning business. So, you know, it just seemed like something I should follow those footsteps of. You know, no one originally grows up saying, I want to dry clean clothes for a living, but it seemed like something I knew about. So it was a business that easily became a business that I should follow those footsteps. So, you know, I tried other businesses as well, you know, through high school and college. Worked my way into other businesses, but this was a footstep business that I could easily make my own. And this is why I decided to do that. You know, I found that was the easiest trait for me to follow.
Awesome. So what were kind of your motivations beforehand?
You know, like anyone else going through school, you do those over-the-counter jobs, any type of retail job, from everything from working in your local drugstore. You know, I way too young for you. When I worked in my days, I was working at Ecker Drug, which is now CVS. I worked in stores like that. You know, from everything from the front clerk selling film and things like that. You know, so I mean, I've done everything. You know, just anything that, and I think every experience a person does leads up to customer service. And I think every job leads up to what I do today, because, you know, every person needs customer service skills. Definitely. So, you know, helping a customer is still what I do. And, you know, making experience from that day, from helping a customer on counter, is still what I help with my associates today. Is we help people when they enter Scott Cleaners. So if it's Scott Cleaners or my linen service company as well, it's just helping customers, making sure they're happy and their experiences are happy. And, you know, you always try to make sure they're a repeat customer so you can, you know, have them come back.
Okay. So what helps you kind of help the employees grow in terms of customer service? Like what do you have a process?
Well, I think the best thing and what we always try to strive for is training. I think if anyone, you know, to make a staff member better at their job is on-job training. Mm-hmm. And, you know, right now my management staff is always trying to work better with spending more time with them from the hiring process until they become turned loose where they're doing their job themselves. Just try to spend more time with them training to make sure that they're feel comfortable with that process until they can also know more about doing their job correctly, so that they actually know more about the process in the actual dry cleaning process, you know, so you actually know more about what dry cleaning is. Yeah. And so that you can explain to a customer if there's a problem with the item as well. If a customer brings in a garment and say, hey, I have a problem with it, you know, from something like a food stain, a beverage stain, or can this be dry cleaned? So they can explain to a customer professionally and, you know, knowledgeably about the item. And so that they can do a better job than just, you know, just be an average person. From like if you're going to a restaurant, if you're going to a shoe repair, if you're going to even to a retail store, if you're picking out that suit or that jacket you're wearing today, you always feel more comfortable if that sales clerk has got more knowledge or they're a more knowledgeable sales clerk. So we hope that sales staff for Scott Cleaners is more of a knowledgeable sales staff person. So that might be the reason you're choosing us over our brand X or different dry cleaners down the street.
Okay, yeah. When I was sitting out there, I went over to Flyer a little bit, and I saw that you do kind of delivery and yes, bring it back to the facility to clean it, and then go back and stock them up. Stock up your clients the way they want it.
Right.
Is that something new that you implemented?
So that's probably on the linen service side. I think you're talking about. You know, we provide a full service for our customers on the linen service side. So it's nothing really new. We're a full service company. So on the linen service side, if a restaurant needs an item, we are the provider of like everything from the front of the restaurant to the back of the restaurant. So So our Magic Service Company, we are the provider for everything from the front of the house, from the mops and mats, the front of the house, and the wearing apparel, from like maybe the apron or even a chef coat, to the back of the house where they're taking the towels and the other aprons or any other item back there. So we, in the front of the house, you might also have the napkins and the tablecloth. So we provide that for the restaurant. We pick it up. We also wash it at our facility, then we bring it back. So we are constantly providing that for the restaurants. So the restaurants themselves, they do not have the facilities to take care of that product. So we provide it for them, we wash it and bring it back to them.
So you kind of monetize that basically. So it's something that someone just really doesn't want to do, and kind of made it into a, I guess per se, designer brand.
Yeah, they don't have the ability as well as the facility to take care of that. So when you go to a nicer restaurant or any restaurant, so if it might be a restaurant from, let's say, a Charleston's restaurant all the way to, let's say, to a country club facility, you know, when you sit down, you see that tablecloth, you know, they're not obviously going to have an ironing facility as well as all the areas of large washing machines to process that, let alone to the standards of the health department, with those degrees of temperature, to have that washed to to be sterilized and everything, to get that clean. So we take care of that in our facilities here. So that's what we take care of.
Awesome. So I want to switch gears a little bit.
Okay, sure.
What's the best book you've read? I mean, I would say last year.
Oh my gosh, I'm not a really good reader.
No.
So I like to read. If I do, I like to read biographies. Okay. I love to read things about, you know, like I think I always just recently I was asked, like, one of my favorite people that I like to read about is actually Hillary Clinton. So I was always amazed about some of the turmoil that the poor lady has went through, and I'm just always so amazed how strong she is. So I've really enjoyed reading some of the books about her.
Awesome. Has anything from her kind of helped you with growth in your business, or any book you've read?
You know, we see little stacks of books in my office, and I wish I would read more of them. But you know, I think what I've loved about it is her tenacity and her strengths, and I think that is kind of a good role model for any business person.
I agree, definitely. So let's see. Did you have a mentor in starting Scott Clinics? Like besides your family, like any other outside mentor to help build it to what you want it to be?
You know, one of my close friends, his name's Ty Tyler. He's in the media business, and I think he was always. He was one of my really close friends, and also I think a peer mentor, because he, like myself, we met in an organization called the Next Generation. So he was kind of the same type of scenario for me. He ran in a circle of family-oriented businesses, but he also started, like, we kind of said that a lot of times we started on a base of our own. We weren't started on first base, that we didn't have to start on our own, but we had to take that where we started in life and run with it. And he, like myself, was so amazing I'm not to compliment myself, I'm not to that level. I learned so much from this gentleman because he was such a smart businessman. He gave me great advice as a businessman. He taught me to, you know, never be intimidated by meeting other people. Make sure you took every opportunity to meet people in your community and work with those people in the community, and take those opportunities to learn and grow. And I learned so much from him having those opportunities. I think that's where I learned that it's really important to be active in your community, take those opportunities to meet people, and that's a great way to grow your business. So
yeah, that's kind of what I was getting into in terms of like volunteer work. Is there any type of things you do? And
well, I think that's something that I love to do. I realize how important Oklahoma is to me as well as our company, and that volunteerism has been something that's been really strong in my heart. You know, I've been the past president of Oklahoma City Ballet, and that's been something that the ballet has been something that's been really strong in my heart the last 7 years. I'm actually taking my first year off in the ballet due to just kind of term limits. But during that time, I've also helped in other arts organizations. Arts has kind of been something that I've spent more time in the community with than other organizations. I've helped with, a lot of organizations, and I love to give back any way I can from children's organizations like Hard Homestead. It's a um, great little nonprofit here located just south of the Capitol that I love to help with as well. I've chaired things at that event. We've helped with, I chaired last year Red Tie, which is great to give back to people with HIV and AIDS. It's there's a lot of opportunities in Oklahoma that we all need to realize. If we need to realize how important that our state is and how we make our homes better is we have to work hard to give back.
Definitely, I agree. That's awesome.
Yes.
Last question. What's your finish line with Scott Cleaners, with you, with your life and your goals?
I really don't have a definite finish line. I think that everyone has a goal of like happiness and that
Mhm.
that beach and that drink with that little umbrella in it. But I don't see that for me. I like coming to work every day. I love working with my coworkers. I like being here, and I love helping my customers. That is my happiness. That is kind of that maybe that finish line in one respect. But I know someday a retirement will be there. I'm becoming a more mature man. Being that this year was my year I turned 50, so I was like, oh wow, I'm getting more mature. So getting to a more of a mature age, I know that someday I will retire, and I know I will pass this on to people that can take care of it, the younger generation that can bring in bigger and brighter and younger ideas that can actually probably do the job better than I did. But that finish line, I still don't see it. I think long as a person feels like they do their job happy and they do a good job and they do good for their coworkers, their staff, and their family, and hopefully, of course, you make everyone, of course, the greater being happy as well, and you try to please everyone, including him. You did your job right. So maybe that's the finish line. I don't know.
Yeah, I like that answer.
Okay.
Well, thank you. I appreciate everything you've done. I appreciate your time
Oh,
tremendously.
gosh. This was easy.
Thanks.
Okay.